Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Dreadhound, and we are back with another Chaos Zero Nightmare video build guide. I don't know what to call it, but we're checking out our favorite work wife, Renoa. I absolutely love this character. She is capable of high burst damage, single target DPS, and if you have her, I think you are incredibly lucky. I want to go over her partners. I want to go over her teammates, just some cards that I think you should be on the lookout for your builds. And at the end of the video, we're going to go over, a quick brief little playthrough on, how I play her, my methodology, and, how best we can exploit and utilize this character. If this sounds like something you're interested in, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you want more CZN goodness, and, of course, welcome to the House of Hounds. Now, with our girl Renoa, she thrives off of a mechanic, or not mechanic, but just like one particular thing in her kit known as the Dirge Bullet, right? So with Dirge Bullets, when they are discarded, it gives an extra attack to a random enemy, right? And it is damage that is affected by critical chance, so you want to make sure you're building that appropriately on this character, but you want to abuse this as much as possible. Create as many Dirge Bullets as you can, add as many Dirge Bullets as you can, discard as many Dirge Bullets as you can, and you will absolutely see this DPS shine. Now, to do that, there are a couple of cards that I focused on for my build. Let's take a look here. So, the Epiphanies that I was able to get were on a couple of key cards. Echo of Sorrow. On this one, it's a nice little one-cost card. I was able to get the Epiphany where I was able to create 2 Dirge Bullets, and it also gives this particular card an increase of damage by 30%, right? So being able to create Dirge Bullets, essential. Love it. Up next, we have Ballad of Pitch Black. I'm so thankful for this card. If you're able to get an Epiphany on it, please, 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 please do. All right, this one here, it moves up to 3 Dirge Bullet cards from your draw pile or graveyard and graveyard to your hand. Okay, this Epiphany is a godsend. Absolutely love it, and I love this so much, I was able to get a duplicate on it here. Okay, so Echo of Sorrow, Ballad of Pitch Black, 2 cards that you want to make sure you get a very solid Epiphany for. And then lastly, we have Flower of Devoured Fate. This particular Epiphany, discard up to 2 cards from your hand and create a Dirge Bullet for each card. You can actually really abuse this card. Right, let's say you already have Dirge Bullets in your hand. Activate this card. Discard a Dirge Bullet, create a Dirge Bullet, proc the extra attack. You guys see what I'm talking about? It's really disgusting, right? So, boom. That is what we're doing for our girl here. Now, before someone says it in the comments, I already know that the equipment that I have here could be better, right? Very RNG based. If you're able to get better equipment, I recommend that you do. I do have a build guide that I'll pin in the eye here or down below that you guys can check out and see, what I recommend building for this character. Let's move on. Now, for Renoa, her build is very straightforward. 2-piece Executioner's Tool, which is going to give you an increase in critical damage with a 4-piece Conqueror's Aspect. Conqueror's Aspect is essential for her because it's going to give you an increase of critical damage by 35% for 1-cost cards. And when you take a look at Renoa's kit here, her main damage dealers, Echo of Sorrow is a 1-cost, Instant Judgment 1-cost, Last Ditch Assault is a 1-cost. So for her Memory Fragment, Conqueror's Aspect is a no-brainer, right? Now, for our partners, we're running our boy Akkad here. For Akkad, we take a look here. The damage of this combatant's bullet cards increases by 13%. And when a combatant lands their first critical hit, bullet card damage increases by 15%. And what his Ego skill allows you to do, for 1 turn, plus 25% critical chance of the designated combatant's attack cards. Crucial. Very good. He is a 4-star, so I would say relatively free to play friendly if you're able to get him. But let's move on. Now, one of the major drawbacks to Renoa is she requires a bit of setup to really pop off. So you want to make sure that you are consistent with your plays turn after turn. And in my opinion, there is no character more consistent in the game than our girl Beryl, right? Beryl, when we look at her card, this absolute gem, Guilty Pleasure, is going to give you a draw 3 for the lovely cost of 0, right? So when we go into the build and we look at our save data, you're going to want to get as many Guilty Pleasures as you can. I was fortunate to be able to duplicate this card 3 times. Okay. Disgusting. Disgusting card. If you have Beryl and you get into chaos, focus on Guilty Pleasure if you can. Duplicate this card, prioritize this card, get an epiphany on this card. I promise you it will not fail you. Right? It's a draw 3 for 0 cost. Now, also keep in mind, Beryl does function extremely well as a, sub DPS, or she can play the role as a main DPS. She has her, 1 cost cards, her 2 cost cards that, when you hold them, their retain activates and it gives her, extra damage or extra attacks here on the field. So just something to keep in mind. Beryl is a nice alternative if for some reason your plays aren't able to pop off how you want. Let's see here. Nice little alternatives to our girl Beryl. We have our boy Lucas. Once again, nice little 4-star character to consider. But a couple of things, he plays very nicely with Renoa. Okay, so when I say that, we have a couple of things to look at. We have his upgrade here, RPG 7. When bullet cards are exhausted, 50% fixed damage, right? So if for some reason you have to use one of your dirge bullets, they do go into the exhaust pile. There's going to be an increase in damage here. Okay. Or, you have Flamethrower, which is pretty good. It's a nice little AoE, but it also gives you a draw here for consistency. And then also, his Eagle skill. You pop this bad boy off, it's going to give you a draw 3 and nice little bit of AoE damage, right? So he's someone really to be on the lookout for. And when we take a look here, if you are fortunate enough to have Veronica on your account, Veronica is a banger of a character. She has this 1-cost card here, Repose, which, does give a little bit of survivability with the shield, and it allows you to draw 2 cards. So being able to set up plays consistently for Renoa are huge. And she also functions extremely well as a sub DPS, so she can put on consistent damage on the field turn after turn and take some of that pressure off of our girl Renoa. Now, when it comes down to survivability, I really am a fan of Nia. A lot of people in the community are not, but for this particular build, I love Nia. She was overshadowed by her girl Mika. Obviously Mika, she has her source of water, 0 cost, allows you to, get more AP points. Great. Don't get me wrong, viable option here. But reason why I run Nia in this particular build, because take a look at a couple of things that we did get some epiphanies here. We have the card Adagio, right? Draw 1, discard 1. It's allowing you to manipulate your deck, and then if you're discarding a card, discarding a dirge bullet is going to allow you to proc that dirge bullet, which procs Renoa's extra attack. So, once again, allows you to go through your deck effectively. And then we also have, let's see here, Nia's Curiosity. Check 3 random cards. This is a card I was able to get here. Check 3 random cards from the draw pile. Choose one to draw, discard the rest. Now, if you're able to discard dirge bullets, pop those off, but you're essentially looking to be able to have that consistency to go into just more dirge bullet options and more ways to set up and make. Now in this build I did get lucky. I was able to get like a gear bag, which excellent card. Draw 2, gain 2 ego points. That was the epiphany that we have here. Absolutely love this card. And, when you activate another card part of the combo, this one activates for free. So it really is just a free draw 2 here when you're playing intelligently. We also have Rally here, which is a nice little draw 1 here. Very easy to draw back here, or it can be a bonus depending on the situation. It's going to increase the action count of the enemy. But I want to talk about something very, particular here. When we look at Nia, she has an ego skill that I think allows you to make Renoa broken. Check it out. Rock and roll. damage to all enemies, discard all cards from the draw pile. Right? So if if you're fighting a boss and it's later into the battle or engagement here, and you've created a lot of dirge bullets and they're loaded up in your draw pile, you're going to be able to activate this and discard the entire draw pile, and all of those dirge bullets that are discarded, Renoa will now pop off. It is disgusting, incredibly disgusting, the synergy between Renoa and Nia. So I implore you not to sleep on this character. Invest in this character if you have her, especially if you are a Renoa main. Now, what I lovingly call this particular build, Guns and Roses. Okay, we got Renoa the Rose. She's got her Blick. Okay. Then we also got our girl Beryl here. Where's Beryl? She's got her, BFG here. And, then, when we take a look at our girl Nia, one last time, she brings the rock and roll. So very fun deck. Very fun build, deck, characters, team, all that jazz. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hit that like button, to let me know that you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below to let me know what you want to see next. Now, I am going to show you guys, a quick, playthrough. We're going to tackle enemies so you can just see how this deck works live. And, see what, you're capable of doing with this build. Love you guys. Thank you for checking out the video, and welcome to the House of Hounds. I'm out. All right, guys, let's get into the plays here. So we're going to activate Guilty Pleasure off rip. Nice little hand we have cooking, actually. Let's take it a little bit further. We're going to go with Rally. Beautiful. We drew into another Guilty Pleasure, which we are going to absolutely abuse. Draw 3. Splendid. All right, Flower of Devoured Fate. We're going to go ahead and discard. Let's go Barrier and G-Chord. Actually, let's go Barrier and Charge Shot. All right, 2 Dirge Bullets here, right? We're going to go Instant Judgment, which allow the Dirge Bullets to instantly proc. All right, now, what we're going to do is we're going to abuse things here. We're going to go Ballad of Pitch Black. Get a Dirge Bullet back here. And let's see if we can be a little greedy. Let's go Adagio. Let's discard a Dirge Bullet. Procs our girl again. And just for the love of the game, Ballad of Pitch Black. Dirge Bullet back. And Heavy Weapon Specialist. All right, so we'll hold that here, and it does have Retain, so that'll be a nice little bonus for next turn. We'll end our turn. Dirge Bullets go burr. All right, now let's get back to cooking here, okay? Now, what we'll do is we will go... Let's see. Let's go Charge Shot here. Activates the Gear Bag. Beautiful draw. All right, Nia's Curiosity. All right. And, not the best selections here, but, we'll go Skull Bash. 3 damage is free. All right. Let's go Annihilation Shot. And he's out of here. All right, now, this is where we're going to get dirty, okay? We're going to go ahead and activate Guilty Pleasure. All right, beautiful, 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 right? Now, one thing I do want to check out. Let's see what we got here. All right, we only have, let's see, 2 Dirge Bullets. We can do a little bit better than that. We'll go Echo of Sorrow. Actually, before we do that, let's activate our boy Akkad's Eagle Skill. Give us an increase in critical chance here, right? Echo of Sorrow. Boom. 2 Dirge Bullets. We'll go Last Ditch Assault. Dirge Bullets proc off. And you know what? Let's just be nasty with it. We're going to activate Renoa's Eagle skill, which is going to allow us to move dirge bullets from the draw pile and graveyard to our hand. Abuse this guy here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And just to get him out the way, boom. More damage for the love of the game. Let's go heavy weapon specialist. We're just using these just because the focus here is on Renoa. So we'll end our turn.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's activate the Flower of Devoured Fate. We'll discard this trash here. And we'll discard the Amp Therapy. Generated 2 dirge bullets. Let's go Nia's Curiosity. I love it, I love it, I love it. Instant Judgment. We'll activate Instant Judgment to obliterate this guy. And you see how everything just automatically activates. It really kind of plays itself. All right, we'll go Ballad of Pitch Black. Dirge bullets back here, right? And we're just going to end our turn.
Yeah.
Now, we got, 2 left here. Just because, I just like to show off a little bit. Get our dirge bullets back. End our turn. Obliterate this guy. We're done. And as you guys can see, nice little easy 3-star clear. I love this build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's a lot of versatility in what you can do here. So I really do recommend, just experimenting with the plays. I love you. Stay fierce. Keep gaming. Welcome to the House of Hounds. I'm out.